Hey, this is Justin. It is Saturday morning. I don't know what, I guess we're June 25th. And just want to talk about a couple of different things. So I've been on a mission, replace my income from my corporate gig by March of 2017. And I've had a bunch of different approaches. I've gone at this game. Whoa, it's really windy out here. Let's put some water on this thing over here. I've gone at this game a couple of times, in the past, and really feel like chance to success. I mean, success, like the way I'm experiencing life right now is absolutely incredible. So it's success from that point, but actually hitting the goals. And I've got some really particular, specific interests about what I want to, what I want to work through and what I want to do. And I want to share some of the lessons of the things I'm working for. I'm part of a mastermind community that's yeah, I won't, let's say, headed up, but originated by, it's headed up by Zach Waldman, called IHaveTheBestLife.com. And I haven't been so for the last couple of weeks. I've kind of been out doing my own thing. It was like, as I started to write down and questions started to come in, I realized how much has actually been going on. So I want to talk about some of the stuff that I've been working through to actually achieve those goals. This is going to be a talking head video. I might put some slides in the back. I've got some notes that I'll attach to go along with it in the future. So the number one strategy that I like, so arbitrage, I think, is the, because my goals are specifically around having the income come in effortlessly. I don't want to necessarily work hard for it. I want to be spending more time with the family. That doesn't mean not doing a lot of work, but have it being something that really matches with my skill set and the stuff that I want to do. I don't mind putting in the hours. Don't want it to take away from the time with the family. So the first thing I was started to doing, which was when, in the coaching from IHaveTheBestLife.com, is buying and domains. And this is, purely an arbitrage opportunity. This isn't about domains. This is about taking $1, investing a little bit of time, and having more dollars come back, and being able to do that over a period of time. So what I've been, started, doing some trainings and working through that. That has gone, I'll give myself a C so far on the work around the domaining, just because it is, the sales part, I've got to get it, up to speed of that. And then some of the trainings going through those, I haven't gone through all the trainings, and so I have time to invest in the weekends, and I choose to do videos like this actually over doing the domaining work in the future. So I do see the access to that. I do see it as a great opportunity to really take $1 and turn it into $10, and to be able to do that at scale. And the learning curve and the resistance that goes along with that was a little bit higher from my my perspective. So just honestly taking a look at what it looks like. The other thing to work through, and actually a question came up from my good friend Sean Patel this morning about how to invest cash, and we're directed to a video on investing cash. And there's a great service that's called LearnVest that I'm actually going to be working. I've been kind of going into it, resisting it, going into it. It's a $300. You actually do it $100 a month for 3 months. And then $19 a month ongoing planning to work with a financial advisor who guides you through some stuff. And I did a couple of months ago, and I didn't wind up doing it then. But as I was working through some of my my action items and my to-do lists earlier this week, I decided to re-look at that. I haven't signed up yet, but from a conversation from Zach and IHaveTheBestLife.com has me want to sign up for LearnVest and to get that going. Number 3, the one that I'm actually most excited about is here's the fact around Forex trading. When I talked to some people about it originally, their initial was like, there's, high risk, high return, promises of the world. And here's the way that I look at the Forex trading. 99% of the people fail at it. That's the fact. The stats usually say 95%. I'm going to say 99%. I always go more conservative with it. I've looked at it before. I've worked with successful traders, and I've been coached by successful traders. And typically around the Forex market with me, I don't like sitting down and looking at the charts. So last week, and I go through a process that I can talk about in a little bit. I go through a process, and one of the things that came out is go to Amazon and read some books. And I found a book on Amazon about social trading. And here's the way that I look at the Forex market. It's an opportunity to invest a little, to actually work with a practice account at first to see if you're actually good at it. So you don't even have to invest $1 at the beginning. So general thought is 90 days working through a demo account. And then after the 90-day period, start working with small dollars. You can work with really small dollars, things you can afford to lose 100% of the money that you're working with, and then can scale it up after that. So they talked about, the book that I read this week talked about social trading, and I opened a Zulu trading account. What it was recommended is you start with the amount of money that you want to, that you're going to start with in your account. And if you take a look at this, and I don't even know how to, I will share some of the information. I started with a $3,000 account earlier this week. My profits for this week are $164.61, and my equity is $38.41, which I think means I've got some trades that are open right now that are potentially profitable, but they haven't closed yet. And I'll show you. Here's the Zulu trading account. I don't know, can you see it? See if you can see it. I can't tell if you can or not. Yeah, I think you can read it closely enough from there. So I am not getting my hopes up that much on this. I'm still in the early stages. This is a long game of learning to be able to trade, but it is something that actually could potentially, work in the long term. And I'll see if I'm successful with the demo. And all I'm doing is selecting people to follow. Now, the approach that I take, I find the people to follow. I'm very feeling based, which is challenging. It's like, I go with my gut on a lot of stuff, but I back it up with numbers. I'm a CPA by training. So what I say with the strategy, I select something. I trust myself, number one. Number two, I honor the person that I'm investing in. I trust them that this going. And then I just go work on my life. Like I work on my personal relationships, like anything where I've got a communication gap with somebody, or I think I've got to communicate with somebody, or something that's not going as well as I want of my health. And I just go work on my life. And I follow and I read the book Ask and It Is Giveth, which is Jerry and Esther Hicks, about Abraham Hicks. And there's practices in the beginning to what's called raise your vibration. So let's just say right now I'm just feeling right now I'm feeling great. Am I feeling like I could move mountains with my finger? No, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling like active. I'm feeling successful. So I'm feeling good. That's going to probably be like a 4 on the scale. Like actualize, like monk is like number 1. So I might not need to do an exercise right now to move up the scale. But last night, I had a miscommunication with my wife, and I was like, I was down at like an exercise to get me up to a place where I could be productive because my head was spinning around. So that's what I do with the Forex trading. I look for the most passive way to work on something. And then I just work on myself for the rest of the time. Like 24 hours a day, I'm working on myself, bettering my relationships, connecting with the people I love, sharing information, doing things that I love to do, doing things for other people. And I think that's a strategy for Forex. And I really do see like that could be the end all be all. And then start creating information like this so we talk about it. Number 4 on the list, I'm going through this list here. I have a Best Life pilot members for that. It's still, I'm not sure exactly what the cost is to get started right now, but work with a coach, work inside of a mastermind community to make stuff work. Somebody, we can, I do videos like this myself, so I have to look myself in the eye to see if I'm bullshitting myself. But the fact of the matter is somebody else can look at you on the outside and work with you, and especially somebody who has achieved what you want to achieve, hire a coach. And I had the Best Life, the most value coaching that I've ever, for the amount of time I make it work. I think it's absolutely great. The other things that I'm looking at, and for some of the different business models we're talking to, for Forex, I'm talking to potentially some other coaches around that who specialize in Forex. I've got some calls. I'm also talking to some coaches, some mindset coaches. The coaches they work with offer those free sessions, so take them. Work transformational work. I just did the basic course at Momentum Education. Any type of whose weekend of them have bad raps, but what a lot of them they produce tremendous value for people. The key with doing something like that is connecting with somebody on the back end of it, and making sure you follow through on the stuff that you learn. Because what they do is they get you here, they cause a breakthrough in your, if you participate actively. My experience, the transformational stuff, they cause a breakthrough in your mind, in your body, and you feel something different. But if you go back to, they can actually, you can actually find yourself in a worse place if after you have an experience like that, you don't take action. fulfill it. So it's like find an accountability partner, find a way to keep you're going to take that on. And because most people make the mistake of, oh, I did this thing, I did this weekend, and now I'm feeling so great, and then they find themselves in a worse position 6 weeks later because they don't take actions. Also, the work that I do on a daily basis is around ask and is given with the Abraham Hicks. Number 6, try new stuff. This is my try new stuff. I bought. I was yesterday morning. So I do a couple of different things every morning, and you can see my list here. And look, here's my list of things that I wanted to write up for this video, and I can share that inside of here. But every morning, I start off with the process of, all right, I've got a goal. I don't even have a business model really at this point in time. I've got a goal of, it looks a couple of different, like double $200,000, 31st, 2017. I've got that. And I just sit down and write a list of 20 things that I could do. And I go through that list and I go through that list and I just come up with ideas. They can be random ideas. They can be directly related to it. And I close my eyes. Here's how my process works. I close my eyes. It's like, all right, it's March 31st, 2017. I've got $200,000 in the bank. What did I do on January, what's it, 25th? What did I do on January 25th, 2017 when the goal gets hit? What did I do on January 25th, 2016 to make that happen? And for me, it shows up like a number. It's like, oh, do number 17. And number 17 on my list yesterday was go to the Warrior Forum, which is a place which I don't know, for marketers, which has a really mixed reputation, but it's like, look at WSOs, look at what people are doing to get some ideas. There was one which is like how to write 150 words in a minute. Like, you know what, I'm actually interested in. I purchased that. It opened me up to a whole bunch of different ideas, and I was just like, I honor the thing that I said. It doesn't mean I've got that 150 words and that's going to be the access, but that actually got me starting to create content again and starting to create videos like this. Now I'm not doing that 150 word stuff. Maybe actually I am. I might actually transcribe this video and turn it into something a bit different, but that got me started down the road. So try a whole bunch of different stuff and you'll know what feels right. You'll know when you start having success and it'll work, and just keep on trying new things until you're like, boom, that's the thing that actually, wow. And just actually saying that, I was like, just keep on trying new stuff and seeing what works. You don't have to marry it. You just have to date those different things. And that was some coaching I got from Zach. And do it rapidly, like fail at stuff pretty quickly. The other thing that I do is I float. I do the isolation tank. So I went into the isolation tank last night, and I don't know if my process is going to make sense to anybody else out there. I went to the isolation tank last night, and I floated, and I came out of and I was like, I'm going to write afterwards. And I was like, you know what I'm going to do? Actually, I'm going to start recording myself talking, doing this. And I started talking, sharing a whole bunch of different ideas, and I was doing it around the business. I was creating last night, and so what happened was I got out of the tank, and I was like, I'm going to talk. So I was like, I'm going to talk for an hour. Like after 6 minutes, I was like, it directed me to Blab. Blab is a place where people broadcast. Like, let me just talk a Blab. Let me actually talk to a person. So I'm sitting in the back of this Zen garden right now. I was talking, and then I started blabbing right after that. To the Blab. I went to Blab, and I went to them. And they were talking about Patreon, and Patreon was something. It was a place where you can go and have people sponsor your content. And I was like, you know what? I wanted to do that in the past. Let me actually try that. Let me set that up. So the next 20 minutes, I set it up. And if people work with me, like, if they invest in my content, if they invest in my content, then I give them something back. And it's usually like the things that I do best is just really take an idea and share into positivity. If somebody is struggling with something, I can take an idea and bring out that creative expression pretty quickly and interrupt their kind of in their headedness. And I do it with a lot of people through text, and I've got some people who support me incredibly through text as well. So it's like, you know what, $10. I think what I'll do is I'll do a video where I talk about what inspires me about with you, at least once a day, and guarantee that your life will be better after, through those texts, through the positive messages and sharing. And I'll work on the stuff that you're particularly working on inside of doing that. So I set up the Patreon. I've got actually less than 24 hours after starting that, I got my first patron, $18. Bobby Kuntz is his name, who's a real great partner. We text on a regular basis even prior to that. He's doing some amazing work about transformation. He's really focused on people who are amazing creative artists but haven't been able to monetize it yet, and being able to have the value of what they bring in. They match what they're actually putting out there into the world with their art. So that's the thing they do. So I'm also just creating some videos. I might turn this into a book. I don't know what I'm going to actually do with this. I'm going to share this to my mastermind community, have them take a look at it, and share some of the ideas that go along with that. All right, let's talk about number 7. Pay attention. That's how I got to this video in the first place. Pay attention to what's asked to your dues. So our mastermind community, like a lot of mastermind communities, they go up and down. And Zach posted something this morning. I was like, hey guys, let's go. You know, what's going on? I'm working really hard here, putting out all this, and I have no idea what's going on with the rest of you. You're kind of out there doing your own thing, not paying attention to what's going on. So I was like, the question came up on financial planning, and I was like, all right. So how this whole video started, I was like, it was my friend Sean Patel, who I go back with, Producers United. We go back 3 years, all my SoundCloud work. What am I talking about here? So I was like, all right, let me just go. So Zach's like, pay attention, you know, like you're asking questions that are answering the video, which is totally valid. I was like, let me go check out the video. And the video talked about some, you know, it's content just for the members. So I don't want to talk about it specifically. We talked about some stuff around financial planning. And so I watched the video, and I was like, look, that got me actually inspired. Like, let me actually, I have some information to share about this. Let me actually go back and talk about the LearnVest piece. So I talked about that. But do what you're asked to do. Pay attention to what's going on, especially from empowering people. So Zach is somebody who has achieved the financial state that I want to achieve by March 31st, 17. Zach put out a request about an hour and a half ago of something that supports what he's doing, but also supports what I'm doing. I took action, what he said. It's really empowering. We don't need to make up. We don't need to do things different. Everything that we need is available to us right there. So what I did, I shared about it. I'm going to actually share more specifically about the group. Actually, I'm sharing a lot because I had a bunch of different ideas out there. And then take action around it. I'm going to take some action around the thing that was actually specifically suggested around that. Just a couple of other ideas. Goals or something else in a second about financial planning and what that actually looks like and my thoughts on financial planning. But here's the other piece of it. Just always be in action. Never should I do, what should I do? Like the what should I do now mode. If it's not like an empowering, what should I do? Like, oh, wow, I have all these opportunities. What should I do? Like that's empowering. It's like, oh, I'm stuck. I'm in my head. What should I do? I don't know what to do. That's usually when you're saying, what should I do? I don't know what to do. Just be in action. Go through. I always have a list of 100 things I could do. Like, am I getting things done list? And I just start doing that because that gets the ball in motion to start sparking the creativity and making the things work. So if you are listening to this on whoever you are, please, however you're seeing this, I'm going to post this on my Patreon account. It's just kind of a state of everything. I'm very curious about shared here, you know, what people are particularly interested in, where you could focus energy, you know, where I could support you, and, you know, what jumps off this like exciting to work on and to work through. So just know I appreciate you if you are listening to this. Have an amazing day. Thanks so much for checking out the video, and I will see you on the other side. Have an awesome day.